In this podcast, we are going to discuss about the importance of having a good relationship with ourselves and how to have a better relationship with ourselves. The most important relationship you have is the relationship with yourself. We try to develop and maintain a good, healthy relationship with our other relationships in order to make them work out with our parents, with our siblings, our partner, our friends. But we really don't focus on having a good, healthy relationship with our own selves, and that's very important. Because how you feel about you is going to impact every relationship you have. Because self-image is very important. If you have a negative self-image, then you will be struggling about having a positive image about other people and with a relationship with others. So that is why it is very important to be aware of our authentic self. Okay, let me ask you a question. Do we really know about our authentic self? Are we really aware of our true authentic self? I don't think so that we are any longer aware of ourself, our true self, because we have been disconnected from our authentic self because of the so many distractions of world and so many other factors. We have spent our lives, the most important part of our life, in just people pleasing and to try to be chosen, try to be accepted, and we chase for external validation. We don't really ask ourselves what is our true self and what we really want from us and from the world. We are always focusing on what people want from us, what the world wants from us. We try to meet the expectations of the world, but in the whole process we ignore our own selves, our true selves. We even betray ourselves. We don't trust our own word, our own self. And that is why it gets very hard for us to get committed to ourselves. Even if we start making a small promises to ourselves, okay, we'll do that. We cannot stick to that decision or to our small promises. The consistency is no longer here just because of that lack of self-confidence. Then in this situation, how can we develop a good relationship with ourselves? We will definitely try to find these answers and try to find ways that how can we develop a good, healthy relationship with ourselves, so that we can play a better role in our relationships with ourselves and with others as well. Because the people who are confident enough, who are open, who are easily open up to people, they have a very healthy relationship with themselves, and they really don't need to face the challenges with themselves to accept themselves. People who accept themselves, they don't only accept their positive points, their capacities, abilities, but also their shortcomings as well. And that's the power, that's the strength, and only this is and only that's the way you can have a better relationship with yourself. And that is how you can do your best, and you can play the best part of yourself in your relationship with others. People who are in a good relationship with themselves, there's a very crucial point that we miss. People who don't have a good relationship with themselves, they truly miss this point, that they don't judge themselves. People who have a good relationship with themselves, they don't really judge themselves, although they observe themselves, and that's good. They observe themselves, they observe their capacities, They observe their energies, what they really want, why they want. They observe not only themselves, they observe their surroundings, and this is one of the ways to develop a good relationship with themselves. So those people who are in a good relationship with themselves, they are easy to go with forgiving themselves. They forgive themselves easily. The people who cannot forgive themselves, it means that they are not having a very good relationship with themselves. If they make any mistake, then they start blaming themselves. They start taking things personally. This kind of unhealthy relationship with ourselves looks like a lot of self-harm. And self-harm, it's not only about like harming yourself physically, but it's more than that. It's like not accepting themselves. People who don't have a healthy relationship with themselves, they cannot easily accept themselves as well. They have emotional immaturity, and they are struggling with other psychological issues, the self-shaming, self-negligence, and lack of self-confidence. So it's like a toxic relationship with themselves. Having a toxic relationship with ourselves is really, it's just like you are in a room and you don't have any door to escape. You have to live there, you have to survive there, where there is no chance to grow, there is no chance to nourish. It's really, really toxic. And it not only affects you, but the other relationship. It affects your other relationships as well. As I said in the earlier, that how you really truly feel about you is it will truly impact every relationship you have, and how you behave in the relationship, in your relationship with yourself and the relationship with your others. Healing our relationship with ourselves is a beautiful act of self-love. Here we will be discussing about some ways, some practice, like how we can develop the better relationship with ourselves. The first and most important thing is to set boundaries. We have to place some boundaries for ourselves. We have to learn to say no in the situation of discomfort, where we are feeling like uncomfortable. We are supposed to say no. We have to learn it. We have to do a courage to say no. It's not about being disrespectful, but it's more about having a clear boundaries for yourself, which helps you to understand or to explore about yourself even more. Only in this way you can heal and you can develop a healthy relationship with yourself. So try to say no in situations where you feel discomfort, you feel uncomfortable. So try to say no, and no means no. You are not forced to say yes where you are supposed to say no. Give some assignments to yourself. Assign some little activities to yourself, or try to make one small promise to yourself. Like, for example, you can create a list of like activities. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, and like I'm going to do a walk for at least 10 minutes, or I will be reading a journal, or I will be watching something on Netflix, YouTube, any video, anything. Like, try to make small promises to yourself, and try to be committed with yourself. Give some importance to yourself, like you do give importance to others and to other responsibilities. In the same way, try to take your responsibility and do it for yourself in order to be very consistent. And most important thing, try to develop a habit to learn something new every day, no matter whatever the thing is. just try to be someone who is always ready to learn something, who is like seeker of knowledge. Self education is a path to self confidence. It is very important. It will definitely help you to develop a good relationship with yourself. And here's the thing, try to develop a mindset that no matter what the situation is, whatever I will be doing, I will always try to get something out of it, to learn something, even out of from the most unpleasant situation. Try to develop this kind of positive mindset so that you will be able to get something positive and learn something new every day. This will help you. And it is very important to observe. I have already mentioned about observing. Start to observe your situation, your surrounding. Start to observe who you spend your time with, where you want to spend your time, what are the situations where you feel very good. Try to observe about yourself and about the people you surround with, you spend your time with, and how, like, try to observe the little details about yourself, not only about other people but about yourself as well. Like how do you react, how do you feel, how do you behave when you are in a certain situation, when you are with certain people, how they speak, how they think, they act, and how you feel about yourself in that time, and how you feel, how you think about that situation, about those people around you, and how do you look at the life after being around them. So try to notice these little things, little details about yourself, about your surroundings, and this will definitely going to help you to have a good in order to build a good relationship and a good bond with yourself. And then try to make an analysis. Practice making an analysis after doing all these things, after doing something, to see that the role you have played in the situation. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What did I learn from this situation, from this, from that, and what could I do better in the future? So think about all these aspects and all these things. Try to involve yourself in these kinds of in these kinds of things and thoughts. Try to keep your mind busy in this kind of practice. And then here comes the most important and my favorite, self-talk. Indulge yourself in self-talking. Self-talk is I speaking from my personal experiences, it really helped me, and I highly recommend self-talking. Self-talk, just try to talk as much as you can in your mind. Start to be your own best cheerleader. Like no one will come to you all the time to tell you that you have done good and you are doing great. Okay, you should have done this way, that way. Yes, I'm very proud of you. You have to do this. Keep on going this. No one will, like, you cannot have this kind of encouragement and appreciation while you're working on yourself, like, all the time. Nobody can have you cannot be available for anyone else. So try to be that kind of friend for yourself. Like, you can say these words to you, yeah, you're doing well. I'm noticing you. I've been noticing you doing. You're great. You've been learning so fast. I see you trying your best every day. You're healing. You're doing great. Try to acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your efforts. I'm telling you, I repeat, no one will come to you, or no one will be available all the time to tell you this, to remind you this, and to appreciate you, to acknowledge your efforts, your little efforts. And I think these little efforts that we make for ourselves, even for others, need to be acknowledged, need to be appreciated. but unfortunately we lack this practice in our society. So we should try to practice this by our own self. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got something good from it. Thank you so much.